Starting at the top, we have the Minoans, one of Europe's earliest advanced civilizations. They thrived on the island of Crete around 2000 BCE, known for their beautiful art, elaborate palaces, and surprisingly modern plumbing. Their society was peaceful compared to others at the time, with no signs of massive warfare. They supposedly worshipped a mother goddess, but due to lack of evidence, the history is cloudy. However, the society vanished. Some say it was volcanic eruption, others blame a tsunami or invaders. Their influence on Greek mythology and architecture remains undeniable. To get a general idea, think of an ancient Greek society with complex buildings, energetic art, and symbols we may never know the true meaning of. Next up are the Scythians, fierce nomadic warriors from the Eurasian steppes. In the 9th to 8th centuries BC, they were expert horsemen, archers, and tattoo artists, with a reputation that even ancient Greeks feared. They didn't build cities, instead they left behind burial mounds filled with gold, weapons, and perfectly preserved bodies in the Siberian permafrost. Some mummified remains show intricate body art and preserved clothing, suggesting an elite warrior class with its own spiritual and aesthetic codes. Their advanced metallurgy and animistic religion hint at a civilization far more complex than history once gave them credit for. By the 3rd century AD, the remaining Scythians were overrun by the Goths. Layer 3, the Tiwanaku. Now we reach Tiwanaku, a megalithic civilization that predates the Inca. Located near Lake Titicaca in modern-day Bolivia, Tiwanaku constructed massive stone temples with mysterious precision and without mortar. Their monuments align with the stars, and their statues suggest a deep mathematical understanding of the cosmos. It kind of reminds me of these ruins from Pokemon Sun. Anyways, buildings located here include Kalasa Saya's temple, Akapana's pyramid, and Puma Punku's pyramid. Some of the stonework looks almost machine-cut, despite dating back over 1500 years. Despite their sophistication, we still don't know how they quarried, transported, or fitted these stones, and the reason for their collapse remains unknown. Dropping down, we find the Mitanni, a powerful but shadowy empire that ruled parts of the Middle East around 1500 BCE. They stood as both allies and rivals of Egypt and the Hittites, yet they remain strangely overlooked in history. Their kings bore Indo-Aryan names, sparking theories about ancient migrations and cross-cultural ties stretching as far as India. The Mitanni may have even pioneered early ideas of chivalry and horsemanship, especially in elite warrior training. What's wild is that most of what we know comes from diplomatic letters and treaties, not grand monuments. It's a reminder of just how fragile ancient memory really is. Next are the Natufians, a prehistoric culture that bridges the gap between nomads and farmers, living in the Levant over 12,000 years ago. These people built semi-permanent villages and buried their dead in ritualistic ways, suggesting early religion and social hierarchy. They may have been among the first to experiment with agriculture. But when the climate changed, many Natufians abandoned farming and returned to foraging. Archaeologists have even found decorated burial goods and stone tools, suggesting cultural continuity that predates writing by millennia. Deeper still, we uncover the Okunev, an enigmatic Bronze Age civilization that once lived in Siberia. Their burial sites are marked with stone statues featuring alien-like faces and strange geometric carvings. Some researchers think these images represent celestial bodies or spiritual visions. The Okunevsi had developed metallurgy based on the ores of the Cyano-Altai mining and metallurgy areas. Okunevsi. DNA studies show they were genetically unique, and skulls found at sites show intentional shaping, possibly for ceremonial status. Despite their isolation, similarities between Okunev art and distant cultures suggest ancient contact or shared symbolic systems we don't yet understand. Descending into the ancient steppes of Mongolia, we find the deer stones. Thousands of tall granite slabs carved with stylized flying deer, weapons, and unknown symbols. Some stand alone. Others are grouped in burial complexes. They date back nearly 3,000 years, but no one knows who made them or what they mean. Some believe they're markers for fallen warriors. The carvings on deer stones are some of the earliest examples of what's known as the animal style, an artistic way of showing animals in motion. This style later became a key feature of Scytho-Siberian art as it spread across Central Asia during the first millennium BCE. Their alignment with solstices and burial patterns hints at a vanished warrior priest culture whose voice is now only stone. At the bottom, we reach one of the most obscure entries, the Finnish giant churches. These are massive stone structures scattered across the Finnish wilderness, shaped like ovals or rectangles, dating back to 2500 BCE. Their purpose? Unknown. They're not churches in any religious sense, and the name comes from local legends that giants built them. Some scholars believe that they were ritual spaces tied to the sun's movement, yet no tools, bones, or structures explain how such immense stonework was achieved in the Neolithic North.